Welcome to the Heat versus the World podcast. And now, stand up and make some noise for your host, Joel Jacob.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Heat vs. the World podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joel Jacob, and you can follow me on Twitter at JoelKJacob_. And with me always, I got some guests. First, we got Miami Flash PE. Say what's up to the people, Flash.
What's up, everybody? Miami Clutch P on Twitter. Follow me, follow you right back.
And then following him, we got Mr. Jimmy Buckets. Not the real Jimmy Buckets, but still a pleasure to have on the pod. Say what's up to the people, Jimmy.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jimmy Buckets here. Follow me on Twitter, Jimmy Buckets with 4 Z's. I'll definitely follow you back. Up-to-date info on the Heat and a lot of other South Florida sports.
And then last but not least, we got our female correspondent, Miss Angelina Martel. Say what's up, Angelina.
What's going on, Heat vs. the World? It's Angelina Martel. You can follow me on Twitter at Angie Martel with 2 E's for your latest Miami Heat updates.
All right, so without further ado, let's get started with today's episode. So it's been a while since we actually shot our last pod. A lot has went on throughout the week. It started off with a loss against the Hornets last weekend, and it was obviously led by none other than Mr. What's his name? The dude who basically got slapped across. Yeah, I know him as the dude who
he's gone off both times we've played them too, and he averages like 6 points a game.
Bro, I only
he drops
know
30
him
bombs
as...
on Miami. I don't know what's the deal, but
He's their Terrence Ross.
Yeah, I only know him as the dude that got slapped across the head by Michael Jordan. But anyways, he was the dude that went off against Miami. But then after that, moving forward, Miami did go on a 3-game winning streak. So a lot to be happy about from there. And, last night, I know 5 reasons, folks. Y'all probably listening to this a little later than that. But still, for us when we recorded it last night, the Heat beat Golden State. It was a fun game specifically because one player made his debut, and that's none other than Victor Oladipo. And I'm going to be real with y'all. After seeing all the Photoshops and all that, watching this dude actually take the floor, it just felt unreal. It felt like I was actually watching a real-life Photoshop thing. Like, it just feels so unreal watching everybody Photoshop him in the Heat Vice jerseys and all that. And to watch him actually take the floor last night in the Vice jerseys, it just felt... It just didn't
right.
feel... Yeah, but at the same time, it just didn't feel real to me. Because it's like, I feel like I'm looking at another Photoshop. But the long-awaited debut came... it wasn't as loud as we wanted it to be. The dude only had 6 points, as a result of foul trouble. But I'm obviously expecting him to go off as time progresses. But how do you guys feel about last night? I know you guys probably got a lot of thoughts yourselves. So we'll start with you, Flash. How did you feel about Oladipo?
I mean, it's everything we wanted, and to
everything
be honest,
you wanted mainly. Every pod, we gotta get Oladipo, man. We gotta get Oladipo.
I've been behind the Oladipo train for the longest time, but I gotta give my credit to the one and only Chef Trilly, who started all of this with the Photoshop, pushing for Oladipo. So I gotta. And by the way, when the Oladipo trade went down, the same day Chef Trilly came back on Twitter. Shout out to him.
Shout out Trilly.
But anyways, Oladipo, we didn't see the scoring, but he checked off a lot of the boxes that I was looking for. He shut down Steph Curry a lot of the time when he was guarding him. There was this one play in specific that you guys saw, I know, in the corner. And this man was just all over the place. If you saw the first 4 minutes of the game, the defensive segments were on point by the Heat. The switching was on point. Somebody else I got to give credit to from yesterday before I keep going on Oladipo is Trevor Ariza. He's been playing really, really well. He's been improving game by game by game, and he deserves all the recognition. He's a 35-year-old, and he's doing stuff to the likes of Steph Curry. So I really enjoyed his play. But back to Oladipo, right? He wasn't like people you see on Twitter, they do the little joke thing, haha, he went 2 for 8, he's a scrub. Houston won the trade. Kelly Olynyk. Da 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 da. Okay, shut up. That's what I tell you guys, to those people. But Depot still he made plays when it mattered. He got that assist to Tyler Hero at the end. He was making plays. He was playing defense. That's what we needed right away. I think the offense is going to come once he gets a few practices under his belt. He said after the game, he said that he needed help from his teammates with a little bit of the play calling. So it's just the fact that he needs more practice. He got into foul trouble because he doesn't know exactly where to be on defense, so he tended to reach and swat instead of using his feet like he always does. So it's just a matter of being in practice. And after a couple practices, I think he'll be fine. Fouls go down and the scoring's going to go all the way up.
All right. What about you, Jimmy?
I'm really, really happy. I mean, it's his first game, so we can't expect him to mess with the offense immediately. I liked how he fit in, though, as another primary ball handler besides Jimmy. I feel like he helps out a lot with our secondary ball handling need that we had, and ability to create plays and with the ball. Like, even if he's not the one scoring, him with the ball, it takes pressure off Jimmy. It lets Jimmy do what he does even better than I feel him with the ball. Sometimes it's how he moves without the ball, to the basket, screening, cutting, rolling, helping out his teammates get open shots, because Vic can hold the ball. And as far as on defense, wow. I mean, I've been a Victor Oladipo since Indiana. I've been following him for a long time. I'm a huge fan. I see a lot of similarities with Victor that I did with Wade, not to the extent, but a lot. He fits in our system perfect. And Spo coaching Wade for a long time, Victor's going to be a seamless, just perfect fit for not only our for Spo to coach. And I was watching Spo's post game interview last night when they were asking him about Oladipo and stuff, and how if he had talked to any of his friends or anybody about him, and he had said he had spoke to Wade, and that Wade and Oladipo have trained every offseason with Coach Crean extensively, and he loves players coached by Coach Crean, because he knows what he's getting, which is what we want. It's Miami Heat basketball, and defensively, he's just amazing at the point of attack at the top, and just a great asset to have, and he'll only get better. The only really great fit I saw, or the great play on offense that I saw last night was when he had the alley-oop with Bam, which was really awesome. But I saw him make some incredible passes, some incredible plays without the ball, and it's just going to be special. It's only going to continue to get better each game.
What about you, Angelina?
I'm just like every other Heat fan. I'm happy to see him debut with a W against a great team, a healthy Warriors team for the most part. And although he fouled out early, so he couldn't get all the offensive points he would have liked to, his perimeter defense and his defense overall was something that helped us a lot in the game. We were able to clamp down a lot of consistent shooters and a lot of good players, and eventually be able to rebound the ball. That game, Oladipo actually had 3 rebounds, which all helped the defense a lot. And I feel like from here on, he can help continue to grow for him. And with this new environment and the new Heat culture, with the new players he's experiencing, he's going to be able to play in a whole new way of life, basically. From his past teams in Indiana and Houston, I feel like he's going to gel well with our players. And clearly he has a good history with some of our previous coaching staffs and stuff like that, since he spends his time here in his off season. And he's clearly training with them during his offseason. It's made that publicly known. So I feel like from here, it's just a stepping stool, and this is just beginning for him. And I feel like he can grow a lot from these wins and the stats he's been putting up. And although, like I said, he fouled out a little early in the game. So I feel like in the future that he's going to get used to that. Like you said, I think he doesn't use his feet as much as he normally does, or vice versa with something else. And I feel like I keep continuously repeating, but he's going to grow from here. He's going to learn from his mistakes, basically, and just grow to become an even better basketball player. And I genuinely believe he's going to play his best basketball in Miami. I mean, hey, Spo has a good history of doing that. He did it with LeBron. He did it with Jimmy. He did it with who else? I don't know. Those are the 2 main players I can think of. But
he did it with Goran and Bosch as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Goran came from Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
And from the EuroLeague, so he's gonna improve a lot with the good coaching staff and the players, and I feel like it's an overall great environment for him. I'm glad he's in here.
Andy wants to be here. He
Yeah,
really
exactly.
wants to be
If
here.
he spends his time here, it's no coincidence. If he flies from Houston to Florida, like
we're gonna see his best basketball with the Miami Heat of his career. He's still in his prime,
so.
and 100%. And with how he fits in, and him and Jimmy Bam and the rest of our team, he's gonna play his absolute best basketball here of his. Mark my words. Hold me to that.
Me as well, because I also think it's possible. So.
And I mean, yesterday, keep in mind his first game with the Heat, he goes on and takes one of the biggest tasks in having to guard Steph Curry. I think that's important to bring up. You know, like dude was putting clamps on him, and that was amazing to watch. I loved every second of it. Like whenever I got to see him guarding Steph, like it was fun to watch. You know, so I think things are only going to get better for him. You know, I know he can stay healthy, so you know, hopefully, if God is willing, we can continue to see what he could do in the future as a healthy player. And, you know, let's see what's next for the dude, you know.
And hopefully he stays healthy because he has didn't he have a torn ACL earlier?
Yeah, he's had a lot of injury history in the past, but he also hasn't been with as good of trainers and medical staff as the Heat have.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he's finally here in Miami where a lot of his people work at. So, you know, I've always wanted Oladipo, and I'm glad he's here. So let's see what happens for the dude. You know, we got this next game against the Cavs coming up. He's not going to be guarding Steph for that game. So let's see what he does in that one.
My God, I feel bad for Colin Sexton.
Not only is Colin Sexton, no, you feel bad for Sexland. You got to feel bad for both.
For all of Sexland.
All of Sexland. All of Sexland. All of it.
Feel bad for all of them boys.
Sexland's about to be clamped.
So another thing that I want to hit on while we're at it is, you know, this whole team, like, for example, you got this man, Duncan Robinson. The dude has been balling out lately. So, you know, let's talk about him real quick, because I know one person who really wants to talk about Duncan Robinson is none other than the apologist himself, Flash. How do you feel about D-Rob these past few games?
Duncan's been going crazy lately, no? Like, dude, ever since a certain somebody said something about Mr. Duncan Robinson, he's pretty much snapped, right? I think he scored 20 plus in 3 of the last 4. So I think he took it as motivation.
He took it as motivation.
he might have been listening to the Heat versus the World podcast one of these last few days and heard Miss Angelina Martell say a few things. And then Duncan just said, you know what? Let me prove her wrong. Bam, 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 bam. 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And then he's expanding his game. He's been scoring twos. He's been cutting it a lot more lately. He's been playing a lot better defense than he's played in his whole career. He's been drawing charges. He hasn't. The most important thing out of all of this, he has not been a liability on defense, which is amazing.
Not recently.
Okay, Angie.
He's been amazing on defense. He's improved
been really
in his
good
game.
On defense to the point where they've confided in him to close out 4 quarters. He's been in the 4th quarter late a few times where he wouldn't be on the defensive end in the 4th quarter in like 2 weeks ago. They wouldn't have trusted him with that. But he's played big minutes and he's made big shots when they matter. He's shooting ever since the trade deadline. I think he's shooting over 50% from 3, and that's amazing. So I think Duncan, he snapped out of it, and now with the addition of Oladipo, I think that unlocks his game to a whole nother level where he can get a lot more open shots. So I think it's all the way up from here for Duncan, and he's going to get paid now.
We pay him too. We pay him. 100%. Pay that.
That's what I've been saying.
Pay that man his money. Pay that man his money. His game has improved so much. It's incredible. Now that he's not floating around in trade rumors, I believe him and Hero. We'll get to Hero at a later point in the show, I'm sure, but him and Hero have both drastically improved since the trade deadline was over, and they know that they're not getting shipped. They're staying here. They're part of this team. Duncan probably knows that he's going to be here for a while because he fits our system perfect. And now he doesn't have any stress. He has no worries. I mean, we got to remember, Hero's only 21, Duncan's 26. They're still young dudes. I mean, in the NBA too, and they're only been in the league a couple years, so they're not used to stuff having their names float around like say like an Ariza would or something like that. So it might affect them a little bit differently. Now that that's all cleared up, they're playing incredible. And Duncan's defense is just one play last night that stood out to me was when he ran down the court when we were hit a nice, just a crazy contested three, and then came back down the court on D, and he tied the ball up and got us a jump ball. Granted, we lost the jump ball, but his tenacity on defense, moving side to side, fitting with our zone, fitting with everything. He looks like he belongs now when he looked like he was lost before. So on defense, I can see a drastic improvement. And then also, I love when they're trying to play the closeout D on him on the perimeter, daring him to cut, and then he's faking out and then cutting and getting those perfect passes from Bam. And now we have an Oladipo, we have Jimmy. Those seamless, just perfect laser passes, and he's finishing at the basket, which we hadn't seen that much before. He's being much more aggressive on offense, much more aggressive on defense. I like this Duncan Robinson. Sign me up.
Before Flash bashes me anymore, I didn't say he was bad. I just said he's been underperforming. And I can agree he's snapped out of that, and he's certainly proved the point for himself. He shot 45% from the three-point line these past 3 wins, these past 3 games. And like everyone else has said, don't give me that look. But anyways, his defense has gotten a lot better. We can all agree he was a liability a couple weeks ago, as someone else mentioned. And I feel like after the trade deadline and him knowing that he's not getting a trade package and knowing that he's here to stay, that lifted a lot of weight off of his chest. Because honestly, I believe that as his name was floating around in the trade rumors, I feel like he was trying to overperform on purpose, and it just went south like completely. And I feel like that really like shook him up a little bit, and that got him even more hate on the internet. But I know now, like, I feel with all that weight lifted off his chest, knowing that he's not getting traded and knowing that he's here to stay, and he's the way he's performing now, 2019-2020 Duncan is back. Eastern Conference Finals Duncan is back, you know? Not quite yet. It's only been a couple games, but I feel like tomorrow's game and the next games to come, he's going to go off again, and he's getting better every game, really. He shoots more and scores more points every game. His three-point percentage is going up a lot more. From preseason, he shot, I think, like 38% from 3, and then post or after the trade deadline, he shot 50% from 3. And so that obviously has a big role to play, like I said, like with all the stress on him and other players as well, like Olynyk, Kendrick Nunn, Precious Achiuwa. It hasn't just been Robinson. It's been a lot of other players, but Robinson has made the biggest comeback from it. So with all of this, it's just motivation, and him hearing all the things that is being said to him on the internet, because you have social media, you see what people say, you know what goes on, you know people are talking crap, and a lot of people are also motivating you, like, come on, you got this, man. I feel like he looks at the hate more than he looks at the compliments, because it just motivates him, it makes him better, makes him want to compete more, and from there, he's just going to continue to better himself and prove everyone else wrong. I went on a rant, my bad, but
He blocked the living day last
No,
night, Kelly.
yeah, he did, bro. No, you nailed that.
Kelly,
Andrew. No, good point. Very good take.
Mm-hmm. And then, not only did D-Rob have a good game, but someone else I want to talk about that
Hero.
caught my eye, Bjelica. Like, real
Oh.
quick.
Belly!
Jelly belly.
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
I think his nickname should be Mr. Bojangles. That would be
Mr.
so
Bojangles.
Dude has been playing out of it. Like, I'm not going to say he has been playing out of his mind because he just had one good game. But, dude, he was just so good. So much better than Kelly. I'm a Kelly hater. I'm a known Kelly hater. So much better to watch him bomb threes and he bombs them from a little bit
He
deeper
hit a
than Kelly
good one,
does.
I think, from like semi, not full half court, but like half court, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
and his
like in
best
the middle
minutes
between the
came.
3-point line and the half court. So
And his
Basically,
best
Steph
minutes
Curry's
came
average.
right next to Jimmy. And so Jimmy knows how to play with him, obviously from Minnesota. So dude played a really good game to really get things going. I guess he ran the break. He caught a fast break ball from I think it was Tyler or Duncan, and he made a reverse layup. And then he just bombed away from three two more times. So he ended up with 8 points. That's You don't really need much more from him. You just need to realize that he has the green light, like Tyler does, like Duncan does, to just shoot. Just shoot the ball. Doesn't matter what your percentage. Just keep shooting. I think purely like as from basketball talent, I think that Belly shoots is a better shooter than Kelly. Not because I'm hating, but because I
Belly is
really
better than Kelly. The Belly is
Belly
better
better than Kelly. And
Really,
I
that's
think he
funny.
really
Our
does
next
have a
T-shirt.
better jumper than him, than Kelly, a purer jumper than Kelly. So I think we're in good hands with Belly. I think he's gonna take a lot of precious minutes because they're probably just gonna try to play stretch so Jimmy can have more and more of the floor to operate. So I think it's a win-win bringing him in. I think ultimately he is going to be more of an impactful player than Kelly Olynyk, but we'll see what happens.
And again, with him on the floor, we've been looking for a big man for a little bit, and we're still on the look for one. So with Bjelica's height and his ability to like play basketball and the way he does it and the way he handles himself, it's a really beneficial thing to this team when it comes to defense, and it's just an overall great asset to put on the floor. Like maybe in like the final minutes of the fourth quarter, if we need to stop, you put him, Iggy, Oladipo, Bam, and I say Jimmy, maybe Robinson because his defense is slowly getting there. And yeah, he's one of the big men that we needed desperately. But we're like I said, we're still on the look for one. So anything's possible.
For sure. And then, aside from Bjelica as well, is there anyone else we should talk about right now while we're still talking about last night's game?
Hero.
I touched on him a little bit, but I'll cast my vote again for Trevor Ariza.
Yo, Trevor
Yeah,
Iggy played good.
Iggy fourth
In the
quarter.
fourth quarter,
Iggy fourth
I
quarter.
want Iguodala. Let me stop.
He scored
Wait.
10 points in the fourth quarter.
I know.
Yeah.
All in the fourth quarter, right?
We can do both this together because Iggy and Ariza and bringing in Ariza has proved very valuable to us because
Defense.
it's going to help us
Them
conserve
two on
Iggy because they're
defense.
the same person. You can swap them in and out and conserve their minutes, and then if you want to run that death lineup with both of them, run it in the fourth. It's perfect. I mean, it's perfect. Ariza
And eventually, right now,
and Iggy are the
no.
same person.
Right now, no, but Ariza is going to end up being a better three-point shooter than Iggy. Right now, it's not that way right now because he hasn't played basketball in over 370 days. So
Damn, he got the exact number and everything. Jeez.
he's going to get his shot back up, and when he starts nailing that three-pointer, I think he has the potential to become a more impactful player to the Heat than Jay Crowder did.
Jay Crowder.
That's I don't know.
That's a hard
Do you
task
think that's a
to
stretch?
accomplish.
You think?
Flaming hot take.
Don't compare
take.
Ariza to Jay Crowder. I miss Jay Crowder.
I miss Jay Crowder, bro. He was perfect.
We've been
We should have
After he
paid
gets
him,
his
bro.
offense going, you're gonna say Jay
and
Crowder.
Iggy both have in common, they're good at shooting the occasional three. They're great defenders. They're great on-ball defenders. They have a lot of similarities. I believe they've been in the league for a long time. Both of them. They have a lot to help and benefit to the other team.
Ariza does have a 7'2" wingspan though, and I feel like he's remotivated
defense.
I feel defense, yes, and off. I just feel like he's rejuvenated because he loves our team. He loves our players. He fits in well. I feel like the players that we picked up are only going to better their careers and how they've already been playing with our system, with our coaching, with our staff, with our other current players. I believe that everybody we picked up are Heat players, which obviously we wouldn't pick them up if they're not, unless you're named Hassan Whiteside or Tyler Johnson or somebody like that, or Josh McRoberts, or we won't even get into that. But we obviously picked up some really good players who we believe in that can help us out defensively and offensively. And I'm very, very happy with what we got and how we're gonna improve their games and how they're gonna improve our winning and our culture and our main goal of winning the championship.
Although we got snubbed of a couple good players who we thought were for sure coming, Aldridge and Cousins, but that's besides the point.
It could be everything happens for a reason, though. You never know.
That is very true.
We could have got one of those, and it couldn't have worked. And it could have been
It's so sad, though. Everyone was talking, Aldridge to Miami, goes to Brooklyn.
But what did he get hurt in his first game?
I'll say a little bit. No, that was Drummond that got hurt like the first game.
Oh, it's Drummond. Yeah. My bad. Yeah,
he's going to LA though, right?
So yeah, he already played for LA, and he got hurt. So
Drummond, yeah, I remember that game. I was watching.
Here's the thing about LaMarcus Aldridge. If you're not listening to this pod right now, but you have zero guts, I hate you. Okay, now, dude, I don't know. I guess he made promises, the whole championship promise. So it's gonna feel really good to take them out in the playoffs.
I feel like it's gonna be a repeat of Milwaukee. How everyone's like, the Heat aren't making it past the second round. Final NBA finalists, no? Almost swept the Bucks, swept Indiana, beat the Celtics. Went to Game 6 with the Lakers. If we would have had a healthy team in the finals, we would have definitely gone to a Game 7. My opinion.
100%. We might even took it before that. Honestly, we had Gore and Ben healthy the whole time.
But just think, without those players, and we made it to Game 6 with the Lakers, LeBron, AD, Schroeder. I'm pretty sure. Kuzma.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't. That's why I said I'm pretty sure. I didn't remember, but
LaMarcus Aldridge, just zero guts. That's the last thing I'll say. Zero guts.
Man,
I'm looking mad at him. And you know what I believe? I saw something that I think Shams posted, or I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Shams or not, but he had made a statement that he talked to his agent and said that he wanted a championship, like he wanted to win, and the Heat's losing streak didn't help him with that. Look at us now. We're on a 3-game winning streak against good teams with a great squad. He's missing out. That's all I'm saying. He's missing out. He almost lost to Houston. He almost lost to Houston.
His feet are literal cinder blocks. So God bless him. I hope he does well. But I'm honestly, I would rather have Belly than Llama. Just me. Just me.
Llama.
Yo, honestly, but I heard, I got some people who know LMA, and they told me that he was actually very disappointed when Miami got rid of Kelly Olynyk. So that's a shame.
You're full of crap.
What? What kind of burner accounts are you following, Joel?
And I'm just in pure disgust. I'm just like,
what kind of burner account was that, Joel?
Burner.
Yeah.
The Kelly Stan account on Instagram. Let me stop.
Yeah, that's who you've been talking to, I think. My lord.
And that Twitter account 2620PR. Shout outs to you for the sources, man. So, but yeah, honestly though, I was honestly surprised like you guys saw from that, because last pod we were all so confident the dude was coming to Miami. I was basically making the full out assumption the dude was coming here last pod, especially when we talked about how the roster would look like, how the depth for this team would look like having Aldridge on, so for him to ultimately decide not to come to Miami but go to Brooklyn, it's beyond disappointing. One more thing I want to say, to those out there who coming after 5 reasons, just calm down. Like, I understand y'all are upset we didn't get LMA. That's cool. But, be mad at him, all right? I understand y'all mad at 5 reasons. But even them and Barry Jackson came out and said...
Every single reporter in the world thought it was a done deal.
Exactly. So, do not come after 5 reasons, okay? They just here trying to get news for you guys to hear. They don't... they just want to help you guys out by telling y'all what they hear. So I understand y'all are mad, but if y'all want to riot against someone, riot at LaMarcus Aldridge. All right.
Right. If you look at reports, even a close source, a close friend of his said that he thought Miami was a done deal. Even like people close to LaMarcus said the same thing. They were all surprised. So it was LaMarcus. It was not Ethan Skolnick. It was not Greg Sylvander. It was not Barry Jackson. It was LaMarcus Aldridge.
And you got people here trying to get blocked by Greg. It's like trying so hard. Like, y'all need to chill, all right? Like, y'all acting like some children now and then, you know? But aside from that, you know, like I said, just bottom line, just chill with the 5 reasons slander and yeah. But moving forward, you know, I mean, it's like you said, Flash, the dude lacked guts, all right? That's all we can say about it moving forward. And now it leads us to a burning question, and it's if it's not LaMarcus Aldridge, who is the big Miami gets now? Like you
And
look at it now,
we can
yeah,
bring up that it's not DeMarcus Cousins either.
yeah, not
So
and then a lot
He's
of
going to
people,
San
Hey,
Antonio,
Joe,
filling up LaMarcus Aldridge's spot.
yeah,
no, DeMarcus is
Joe,
going to the Clippers.
yeah,
Oh,
DeMarcus,
that's
Joe,
confirmed. I heard rumors. I didn't know if it was confirmed or not, but I saw that he was going to the Spurs, unless that was someone else.
that was Scorgi Jang.
4G,
Oh,
4G
my
J.
bad. My bad.
Joe,
There's so many
can
names
we waive?
involved with coming to Miami. I lose track. Honestly, it's just like
I have a question real quick. Joe, can we waive 420 testing and sign Michael Beasley?
Please,
Y'all would,
I would love that.
I would too, bro. I would take that in
honest,
a heartbeat.
as long
In a
as no one sits here and
heartbeat.
talks about signing that specific
Heartbeat.
player from Sacramento, I'm cool. Okay, I do
I
not that dude.
don't know. I don't know who you talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
yeah, for real. What's he talking
Are
about?
you referring to
What?
Who are you
Dwayne
talking about,
Dedmon?
Joe?
Oh no, I'm talking about the dude from Sacramento. We are
Yeah.
not gonna.
The one that
Oh,
robbed us for
okay.
$90 million, right? Yeah, no, I thought I wasn't crazy. I knew I wasn't
Number
crazy.
21. You know,
Right.
if I'm telling you this right now, I'd rather sign Isaiah Thomas and have him be our center before we go. Well, he was the Pelicans, so even then we
By
couldn't
the way,
get him.
congratulations to Isaiah Thomas. He deserves that with the Pelicans, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
big ups. I'm a big IT
I'd
fan.
rather.
Big IT fan.
Yeah, I'd rather have him be our center before we get number 21 back to be our backup center. Nah. So I'm
Listen,
just like that.
this is my
bad April
argument.
Fool's joke.
Yeah, this right here is my argument for any Heat fan that actually bought into that and said, "Hey, we could use him. Yeah, we could use him." Listen, think of this like in a life situation, right? If somebody came into your home and stole and robbed you blind, are you inviting them back into your home? Are you?
Good point.
It makes you know what that makes you? That makes you stupid if you say yes. Because you're not he robbed us blind. He hoodwinked us. And now people are saying, yeah, but we should give him a chance. He buys into the roll bench. You know what? I'm pretty
If he
sure
did it once, he'll do it again 100%.
Eric
That's how
Yep.
things work, in my opinion.
Spoelstra would quit before coaching Hassan Whiteside again. I've never seen Eric Spoelstra checked out, but he was checked out during that last season with Hassan Whiteside. I saw a defeated coach. He wants no part of that anymore. I am sure he's going to retire or quit and go to a better job if Hassan Whiteside ends up back in the Heat.
He meant that with
Like
his
I
heart
said,
and soul. Jeez.
like I said, y'all can bring up anyone you want for a center, all right? But we are not bringing that dude up in any convo, all right? Like I want to sit here and venture all types of convos, but we not about to sit here and talk about bringing that dude back to Miami. He not playing any minutes with us in the future, all right? Now that this, I don't even think Pat would even want him if we're being real right now. Like not only Eric, but would Pat really want to go down that road again? I highly
Probably
doubt
not.
it. Yeah.
I think that was just an April Fool's joke.
Shoot.
Which got me.
I'm glad it
Got
was.
me.
Yeah, I'm glad. The fact that we haven't, I'm what I like is that there's some people who want to put out fake reports out there. Like they're just sort of like dabbling in it. Like they're not trying to lie, but they think those teams would be interested. Like we've seen reports about how Miami is apparently interested in Karl Anthony Towns and all that. I'm glad we haven't seen those type of rumors with Miami and Hassan. I'm glad.
I would take
a
a KAT, honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad even the fake reporters understand like that ship has sailed. All right, But anyways, aside from that, I just want to move on. Let's not talk about this any further.
Everyone sounds so sad now. We're like, I don't want to talk about this no more. Let's just go.
We were so happy about Oladipo, and we just
And
got
then
brought down to earth with this guy.
Shoot, man. I really don't. Anyways,
This
so
guy.
I just don't want to talk about this. So moving forward, yeah. So let's see, what else should we talk about right now while we're on? Because this is interesting, since to all the viewers listening right now, yes, we're gonna try to do an episode where we don't talk about trades. So.
Oh yeah, you said that last episode. This is the last time we're talking about trades.
I guess we got to bring up the buyout market, right? We still got 2 open roster spots.
Oh yeah, it's true. I mean,
I don't think the Heat are going to use both. I think you go over the luxury tax if you sign both roster spots. So I think it's just one. I think the Heat are gonna try to look for a big man, and ultimately, I don't think it matters. To be honest, this is my hot take. I think if the Heat don't make any more moves and don't sign any more bigs, I think the Heat will be just fine. Because I think Spoelstra isn't scared to run Bjelica as the backup center, and you were not going to see many precious moments because Precious is a very raw prospect. I don't think you're going to see many precious moments down the stretch, but I think just Spoelstra likes flexibility. He likes defensive switching, and you can do that with somebody like Bjelica. Bjelica isn't just a paint guy. He's not awesome in the perimeter. He's not awesome inside either, but he can stay in front of somebody when he needs to most of the time. But yeah, I don't think you need a traditional big just because of rebounds. I just think you need to box out better. That's basically it.
Yeah, I think we're fine. I agree with you a lot that we don't need any. I think we're fine how we are. I think Bjelica is serviceable. I like ours. I mean, if you want to call it smaller ball lineup, it's fine. The only thing we would have to worry about really in the East is Embiid. We don't have to worry about anybody else if you think about it. I mean, really, we only have to worry about Embiid.
For centers, you mean? For centers, you mean?
Just Embiid, yeah. I mean,
I thought you were talking about players. I was like, there's plenty of players we need to watch out for.
That's a whole nother ballgame. No, I'm just talking about the center position as far as like where we would need a big to back up Bam and maybe just even take fouls against a player like Embiid or play semi-decent defense to give Bam rest. We really don't have that. But in the West, I would include Bam, AD, and Jokic. I wouldn't go beyond that as far as help that Bam would need. I would say the only help Bam would need would be with AD, Jokic, and Embiid. As far as the whole NBA, that's how I see it. I don't see anybody else giving him a problem.
I mean, we don't always really need to rely on Bam for. Yeah. I mean, Bam's versatile when it comes to playing positions like that. He can play forward or he can play center, but we mainly rely on him to play center because he's one of the only big mans we have besides Bjelica. And now that Kelly's gone, we don't have that extra big man anymore. So I feel like he's really just busting his ass just for that sole fact and sole purpose because we need a big man on our team. And I feel like he's not – I mean, of course he's getting the help he needs, but I feel like with what's the word I'm looking for? Shoot, man. With the players we have, and I feel like they're good at locking down like the defensive purposes like Oladipo, and they're good at just locking people down as well, but I don't know. I can't find the word I'm looking for. I'm like drawing a blank.
People get this complicated, in my opinion, that people think we need a big man for rim protection, which we don't, because we're one of the best paint defenses in the league. If you look at the stats, we need a big man for rebounding. And the best way to rebound is boxing out. You don't need to be 7'3". So I think it's something that could be solved in practice, maybe gang rebound against a big guy like Embiid and not have people run on the break to secure the rebound first. People confuse that. People confuse big man for rim protection, which we don't need because like I said, we're the best paint defense in the league, I think. I might be so wrong, but I think I read that a couple of days ago. Or at least we're in the top percent. But other than that, we need somebody who can box out and grab a rebound because we can get the initial stop. The thing is holding on to that defensive rebound. Our problem against the Trailblazers when we played them was what's his face, Cantor. He was just getting offensive rebounds, but we always got the miss. We always forced the miss, but we didn't get the rebound. So I think that's just something that needs to be fixed. But I think you can scheme somehow in that. So, like I said, I think we'll be fine.
For sure, man. So then, with that being said, moving forward, so now let's just quickly go into this upcoming game against the Cavaliers. I mean, is there anything you guys feel like we should talk about? Anything that we should look at? Because by the time this will be out, I think it will be game day. So with that being said, like, is there anything we should look out for come this game against Cleveland?
I mean, the only thing Cleveland should look out for is this defense and offensive lineup. Holy, we have Oladipo, we have Bam, we have Bjelica. You know, we have all those great. Were you gonna say something, Jimmy?
Oh no. You're right on what you're saying though. No, you're right on. Yeah, they should be worried about our offensive defense. We shouldn't be worried about anything. No, you're right. You're 100% right. No, they should. We should be worried about anything.
I would worry just a tiny bit about Jared Allen. I think he's been playing really good basketball.
Is the injury report out yet? Is he playing?
I haven't seen the injury report. He might play. He might not. I'm not really into like Cavaliers injuries. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Love.
Larry Nance too. He has like a bunch of mental issues, and he's always has something wrong. But they have Larry Nance, who's really good.
Honestly, bro, I keep forgetting that dude is
Jared Allen's out. Jared Allen's out, Clutch.
Okay, then.
I'm surprised. What's his name? Kevin Love hasn't been traded yet. Like
he's still.
I don't think it's because Cleveland doesn't want to. I just think nobody wants to take him.
Oof. Nobody wants him.
Not because he's a bad guy or his problems or any of that. He's just his contract is way too bad to take a risk on.
Yeah.
He should have been a buyout candidate.
He's done. He won't be relevant again, I don't think.
Right. Then what else? I feel like this would be the game where Oladipo goes off. And when I say go off, I mean at least 20 points, perhaps. I mean, I don't think, unless you're telling me Colin Sexton is about to do something, or Colin Sexton, whatever you pronounce his name, I don't think anyone is going to stop Oladipo from having a good game. So
unless he fouls early like he did last game, but God forbid that doesn't happen, knock on wood.
Oh, no, because you know what? He was guarding someone like Steph. So there was a couple of times where Steph was able to draw a couple of fouls on him. You know, I mean, it's Steph Curry we're talking about. I don't think Colin Sexton about to come out and do the same thing. So
one thing that shocked me was that Victor isn't that much of a small guy. So he can probably body guys like Sexton and Garland. I think that's not going to be much of an issue, and he doesn't have to exert as much energy as he did on Steph Curry. Right. So I think, so we're going to play the same kind of defense. We're going to keep switching, and I think we're built to switch against somebody like Cleveland. So I think we'll be fine in that aspect, and I think Depot. This is an opportunity for Depot to grow on offense with this offense, with the Heat offense.
Right. So then you look at Oladipo is someone I expect to have a good game tomorrow. Let's see. One thing I want to say is I heard Dragic is apparently off the injury list. Is that true?
Yeah, he is off the injury report.
So I don't think it's updated on ESPN because it says he's out for day-to-day games.
Yeah, Ira updated the injury report that came out today, and he said that Dragic didn't appear on it.
So who's still on the injury list for Miami?
Well, he's not injured, but Akpala is under protocol. Gave Vincent his ankle. Gave Vincent's ankle from last game, I'm pretty sure. I saw Ira tweet that.
I think we should be. No, Haslam's out of the protocol.
He is.
He came out of it today, I think. But I think we are going to be close to full strength tomorrow, if I'm not wrong.
Surprisingly, almost a full roster. Has that happened this season? A full roster?
Yeah.
It has, but just not as
I don't.
much.
And
Not much.
just for fun, tomorrow, I don't care if we're up by like 30 or 40 points. Please, Eric Spoelstra, if you're listening, just for the fun of it, put out the lineup of, what is it, Depot, Jimmy, who is it, Iguodala, Ariza, Bam, just for like a minute or
Yep.
two. I want to see it, please.
Defense.
That's the death lineup. That's the lineup. That's something I wanted to talk
That's a
about too.
scary lineup.
Is yeah. They can guard every position. They can switch. They're long. They're versatile. They're all high-minded defensive IQ. That's a scary lineup.
Yo, I could literally
I
watch
think
that
we have.
play all day. Please, Eric Spoelstra, if you're listening, just for like a
Do we have
minute or
the?
two.
Do we have the best? Do we have the best defensive team in the league? I know we have the best defensive three players in the league, or even more than that, 4 or 5. We got Iggy. I mean, I'm just saying, like as far as our team, I mean, we have a
The
bunch of
Bucks have
first
great
team all
defense.
defense. I'm not saying like the top 5, but the Bucks are good. Yeah,
Giannis
Bucks are
is an
good. I think
absolute
that we have
GOAT defender. DPOY last year, I'm pretty sure.
Bam is also his father on his birth certificate.
Can we talk about, can we just start? We've been doing the Jim VP propaganda. We need to start some sort of Bam Defensive Player of the
Bam
Year.
for Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler for
you're not-
6th Man of the Year.
Heck
'Cause
yeah,
you're not gonna sit
heck
tell me
yeah.
that this dude, what's his name? What's the dude from Utah? See, he's a scrub. I don't even care
Mitchell.
what. Gobert,
Oh,
bro.
Rudy
fresh guy.
Gobert. Rudy
This
Gobert.
man Gobert getting more praise than Bam for his defense. Tell me
You know
Yeah.
why? I feel like it's because they play for the Jazz, and the Jazz is the number one
It's
team in
COVID,
the
man.
league.
COVID, man.
bro. Like, nah, because you telling me, yo, y'all saw the way how Bam guarded Steph, specifically that one shot that sealed the game for Miami.
Oh
This
yeah,
man,
Steph
Gobert,
airballed.
yeah, this man Gobert is not gonna ever do that. So people need to chill. Like, give Bam the respect he deserves, y'all. Like, he
The
should
the
not.
Bam's
crazy
sick,
part
bro.
is it's not even that Bam isn't being like that. Oh, Bam's in the top 5 and he's just not number 1. No, he's not in the top 10. I've seen the ladder. He's not in the top 10, which is
Bam.
crazy to
They
me.
sleeping. Like, y'all want to give Rudy Gobert his attention, but not
You know that
sleeping on this team.
Bam's
And
ridiculous. The thing is, Curry beat him on the exact same play in the first half. He beat him on the exact same shake and bake, step back, and hit it on Bam. And Bam learned, and he learned, and he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he shut him down the next time he tried it, which was it was nice to see. And one other thing I want to mention is Jimmy had 4 steals last night. Jimmy, if he had qualified for the amount of games played, he would lead the league in steals right now.
he should also be considered for Defensive Player of the Year. I think they both need to
So
be
I
in the
want to
top
throw
10
that out there.
because Jimmy's been playing great out of his mind on defense.
We have, and now we have Depot. We've had Iggy. Now we have Ariza. Man, this team is just. And then we have none can defend. Vincent can defend. Duncan stepped it up. Heroes even stepped it up a little bit. I mean, I'm telling
Hero
you,
needs to
our
work on
team
some things. I
is.
feel still.
Look,
He's soft
Hero
sometimes.
he needs to work on. He needs to work on stuff, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. You can't expect everything from everyone all the time, but I'm sure he'll improve over time. But we can never expect Tyler Hero to be an elite defensive player. But
Yeah.
he could definitely be a service player if he improves.
Sixth
But
man
I
of
mean,
the year.
obviously they trust him. Yeah, I mean they play him. He's a 21-year-old playing the entire fourth quarter on a team with Bam and Jimmy. I mean that says a
And
lot.
Oladipo.
And Oladipo now, yeah,
Sure.
it says a lot. It says a lot.
Right.
So.
Then let's see. What else should we hit on? Who else is getting slept on? I feel like it's about time we talked about the sleep Miami has been getting from some of these reporters, bro. Let's see. What else? Let me see.
I'm trying to think.
Because I feel like now is the time we should call out some of these people, bro. Like, you see, like, Miami doesn't get up in the power rankings and all that. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Miami could win, like, 30 games straight, and then they would put them at, like, 11th on the power ranking. Like, are y'all serious?
It's a popularity issue, and I get we were finals contenders last year, But like what you said about Rudy Gobert, he plays for the not the Nets. Jesus, he plays for the Jazz. He plays for the Jazz, the number one
It's
team
all right.
in the league.
At
With
this point, it feels like everybody plays for the Nets.
He plays for the number one team in the
It's not.
league. Of course, he's gonna have recognition. And you know, the Heat
It's
have had a
also
little bit
okay.
of a slump. What did you say?
No, I say it's also okay. People are gonna hate on us because we have the best city, the best weather, the best food, the best women, the best fan base, the best organization, the best. I mean, we have the coolest players. People are gonna hate. People don't want to like stuff like that. Like we're very, very blessed with what we have, and we're also very in tune and intelligent. And thank the Lord that we have the opportunity to do what we do and be in this city and involved with the team, which is amazing. And people don't like that, so they're jealous. Imagine if you were a fan of, I mean, let's say, I mean, just off the top of my head, let's just say that you were a fan of the Orlando Magic. I mean, what's your life going to be? Are you going to be? Are you going to have chats? Are you going to have conversations each day about games and this and that? Are you going to be pumped? Like, yeah. I mean, people are going to hate people who are fans of inferior teams and with inferior programs and players are just not going to be happy. And the media, I don't know why they dislike us.
Going off what you
I
said
think
about that,
everybody's
I'm
just
sure
jealous,
so
honestly.
many players wish they could be on a team like ours who are surrounded by such great coaching staff, great players, great fan bases, the overall Heat culture. Like, there's so many NBA teams that don't hold a standard like we do, and I feel like a lot of players would love to be a part of it. I mean, hey, look at Oladipo. Look at who else? Jeez, I keep drawing blanks, but mainly Oladipo. Oh shit. But just like a
Hey,
lot of people want to play for our team, and I wouldn't blame them. Look at us, finals contenders, what we stand for, what our
I love this.
organization
I
stands
love this
for.
Heat propaganda right now. It's great.
Yo,
Keep pushing it.
it's about
Keep pushing it.
And I'm not being biased either. A lot of people who are like my cousin's a Celtics fan, he can agree with me on that. Like, oh yeah, the Miami Heat are a great fan base, great players, blah blah blah.
No
So it's not
disrespect to
that
your
I'm being.
cousin, but your cousin sucks.
He's 13. Leave him alone.
He is.
Poor kid. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry you have a.
I'm gonna tell him to
I'm
tune
sorry
in
you
just
have an
for this part
incompetent.
so he can talk crap.
I'm sorry you have an incompetent general manager and coach. I'm sorry. Enjoy
I'm
being
sorry
a
you have
Celtics
such a
fan.
bad taste in sports teams.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
influence.
Any North
Half my family's
New
from
England
Boston.
sports teams are terrible.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry you
just
haven't
just
Oh
won a
my God, I'm
championship
sorry.
in like 20 years or
just
longer.
make sure he doesn't listen to this, right?
I'm gonna send it to him on purpose.
But
Oh,
I'm sorry you have
can we talk about how the main move Boston made was for a guy who had 0 points in his debut game? I'm there, bro.
in 33 minutes.
3 minutes. Yo.
Okay, that's empty minutes. Sorry, Joel.
He had 0 points. He had 0
There you
points,
go.
0
Yeah,
assists, and 0
Angie.
rebounds. Angie's learning. That's empty minutes.
Hashtag empty minutes.
I learn new things every day. We love to see it.
That was so funny,
I'm proud of you.
because all these Celtics fans were spamming my timeline talking about, this man Fournier making his debut tonight. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes off and does that.
Celtics fans can't say anything about Victor Oladipo's debut. They can't.
They can't. Let me know when Evan Fournier locks up this dude's Steph. Then we can have that convo.
It's not gonna happen.
Anyway.
This is a semi-friendly Boston podcast, by the way. So.
Anyway.
It's all good.
Yeah. So,
we don't blame
you. We just wanted to give y'all that Heat propaganda. That's what we're going to do from now on. We don't need trades to talk about. Heat propaganda is the new things we're going to bring up each episode. So, yeah. So, now that we've had our Heat propaganda dose for y'all, is there anything else we should talk about, or are we ready to close it out?
I think we pretty much covered a lot. I think everything, we just need to keep coming strong against these teams that we got coming up. We have a chance to go 3-0 in the next 3. We have Cleveland, then we have, I'm blanking on the other team, but after that we have the Lakers, and without AD and
And
without
unhealthy
LeBron.
Lakers team No Cousins, no LeBron, no AD.
Shoot, I'm
Floor's
So
open.
we have a
Floor's
chance to
open.
keep it going. So I just want the Heat not to fall asleep and just keep doing what they're doing, and we should have a very productive next 3 games at least.
The Lakers play
Of
without
course.
two of their best players kind of reminds me of the finals, except the roles are reversed. I'm gonna be looking forward to that one.
Hey, that's a great point.
I
Payback.
really
That's
want
a
to. I
great
want. I
point,
want to see
Joel.
them. I want to see them cry about not having AD or LeBron.
I want to see
I
him
want to
Yeah,
see them
squirm.
cry
Yeah.
about that.
Mickey
I
Mouse
didn't know
points.
y'all
You guys were
gonna
both
have that
frauds.
same
Shut up.
so
Shut
don't
up.
be sitting acting like we're gonna give y'all that same remorse. Y'all gonna take the L and y'all gonna like it, Laker fans.
If we win, Joel, I'm stealing that if you don't mind. That
Go ahead.
comment. Thank you.
I'm hopping on this pod trying to
I like that.
propaganda, y'all. That's the new
All,
mission.
all I want to say is I think we're only going to keep getting better. I think we have 24 games left. I think we're going to keep getting better each and every game, especially as the new players learn our system and adapt to everything, get more comfortable playing with everyone. And I'm looking very, very, very much forward to each and every game. Just like last game, felt like a whole new Heat team. When I was watching that game, I was like, what am I watching? Even though it's basically the same people, it just felt different. And I feel like each game is going to get more and more and more and more exciting as the season goes on into the playoffs for us. And I'm just very excited. I'm very happy with the moves we made. We shed our dead weight. We acquired assets that are going to be very valuable for now, and I believe for the future. I can see Victor being with us for in with Jimmy and Bam, and I can see them re-signing Duncan, Hero maintaining with us, and I like this team. It looks, and even maybe even a belly. It looks very well. This team looks very well, very sound. We're very deep. Every player on our team, minus my homie UD, pretty much is has like a good role. We have a very deep team, and I only see better things to come in our future, and I'm excited.
What do you
Don't
mean they
sleep
have a
on
better
UD
role
though.
than
He has a
UD is
role.
literally the voice, the OG
I mean,
of
I'm talking
Miami
about
Heat.
playing. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
Oh,
like
he's talking
playing.
about
Like, yeah,
on court
of
role.
course.
I was gonna say
On
like,
court role.
come again, but
No,
no.
no, no, just no, just on court. No, UD's the homie, man. No, he's invaluable. Just on court.
You know what I hope and wish to happen if we're up by like 30 and 40 and Spo decides to just put him in the game.
That would be sick.
I would. That the arena would go crazy if it was a home game.
He Twitter was rough.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, moving, and just one more thing I want to say before we close it out. This is just a reminder to y'all that we basically got Bjelica, Oladipo, and who is it? Ariza.
Ariza.
Basically, all three of those guys for just Kelly Olynyk. All right, all the other players we don't care
And
about because
Bradley.
they wasn't doing. They
Yeah, he
wasn't
doesn't
really
matter
doing
either.
anyways. So we essentially gave up Kelly Olynyk for those three dudes. So before y'all go to sleep tonight, give grace to God that we got Pat Riley. You know, aside from that, I
Amen.
do feel like
Godfather.
don't sleep on the Godfather, y'all. I feel like I need to remind some of y'all that. But
In
yeah,
Riley, we trust, man.
yeah.
If nobody got me, I know Pat Riley got me. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
So aside from that, and then also y'all, Jim VP, spread the word out.
Bam for Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler for Sixth Man of the Year.
It doesn't make much sense right now, but just wait
reasons.
until the playoffs. Eric Spoelstra for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Five reasons.
Eric Spoelstra, and I'm not being biased.
You can get your Jim
the best coach in the game.
So yeah, but with all that being said, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Heat vs. the World podcast, and we'll see you guys next time with a brand new episode, and we out.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time with a brand new episode of the Heat vs. the World podcast.